guys, I want to teach you a skill that uses the linear equations that you've been practicing. And I wrote down the major question that we'll be doing today. How do we use linear equations to write repeating decimals as fractions? And I know it's been a while since we've talked about repeating decimals. Those are the ones that go on and on forever. I think I wrote one on the other side of this. That is not the one I wanted to show. This is the one I wanted to show. Okay, so here is a repeating decimal, 0.16666, and it goes on forever, as you know, and we write it with the bar over the digit that repeats. But what I'm asking is, how do you write it as a decimal? And you might think, oh, that's not so hard. I could just, I could just write. Well, okay. Let me get a denominator here. Let's put 1,000 here. But that's not really accurate because we know that this just keeps going, and that could be. Do you see the problem? So it just keeps going. So that's not what we do. So I want to teach you a clever way for us to use linear equations to learn how to write the actual decimal. To learn how to write the fraction. So we're going to manipulate this. We're going to say that we're going to let x equal this amount. So let x equal 0.166, and I can't really write it out, so I'm just going to write that, or I can write the bar. And let me set up this subtraction problem. So if that's the case, then let's say that 10x is equal to, so I'm multiplying this by 10, so I'm thinking I gotta move the decimal point over one spot, 1.666, and I'm just gonna stop there, because we know that that continues forever. And when I do that, what I wanna do is I wanna subtract all this stuff. So I can actually come up with x, this amount, and I could subtract it. So let me show you what I mean by that. So we're gonna take away x, and let me not do that first. I'll show you that in just a sec. So let me start again. Okay. So x, as we know, is equal to this amount. So let me write that in there. I'm going to line up the decimal points. 1, 6, 6, 6. This goes on and on forever. We're going to set this up as a subtraction problem because we want to subtract out all that stuff that goes on and on forever. So I'm going to put my subtraction sign right there, draw my line, and right here, all of this stuff that we could spend our whole lives writing, but we're not, that just subtracts out. That's all 0, isn't it? 6 minus 1 is 5. We have our decimal point. We're left with 1 and 5/10. 10x minus 1x is 9x. So you see what happens here? Now we have an equation that we can solve for x. So 9x is equal to 1.5. Okay, go ahead and solve for x. I'm going to switch. So pause and solve for x. Did you get that? I don't like decimals in my numerator, so I'm going to just multiply it by 1, but I'm going to do it by multiplying by 2 over 2. And let's see, I get 3/18, and that's much easier. So the answer is 1/6. So 0.1666666 is actually equal to 1/6. Let's do another. Let me give you another one to try. The thing that you'll need to remember is that you're letting the amount, you're letting your repeating fraction equal x, then you're multiplying that amount by 10, and then you're subtracting the amount. The thing that you'll have to do is just make sure that you're subtracting all that stuff that you don't want to write over and over and over again. So here is your new problem. What is the repeating decimal 0.088888 written as a fraction? And I want you to prove it because you may know what the fraction is, but I want you to prove it on paper. So go ahead and hit pause and we'll check back. Okay, did you prove it? Let's see, did you get this? So it's an easy one. X is equal to 8/9. That's what I got. I'll let you look at it, or you could pause the video if you need to look at this more closely. Ask me questions in class. I want to give you another one, so I'm going to move this. I want to give you another scenario. This time we're looking at 0.09. So the digits that repeat is 0 and 9 over and over again. So with this one, it's a little bit different, and I want to show you why. So we'll say let x equal to 0.09, and then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that because I'm running out of board space. I'm not sure if I should turn this the other direction, but we're going to do that. Oh, I forgot my equal sign. Let x equal 0.0909, etc. So if we say 10x is equal to, I'm going to move the decimal point over one spot. Okay, let's see, I'll put one more 9 in there and then dot, dot, dot. And then we subtract 1x, which is, line up the decimal points. This, you see how this doesn't line up? So when I actually do the subtraction, I'm not getting 0. So we have to come up with a better plan. I'm going to grab my eraser. Okay, so that's not going to work. Do you have an idea of what to do? I'm pausing because I want you to think, but I know you probably figured it out. We can't use 10x. We're going to move it over again. We're going to use 100x. So let's multiply this amount by 100 instead. So 100x would be, we're going to multiply by 100, so that's 9.09, and then we're getting all that stuff that repeats. So then x, when we line it up, now we'll have similar digits, so that when we subtract, we actually get 0. Okay, so now, I think that's what I really wanted to show you. So now we get 9. Is that right? Yes, that is right. And so now we get 99x on this side, right? So now you're solving for x. When 99x is multiplied by each other, they equal 9. So the thing that I think you have to remember is if the digits are repeating and there's 2 digits that are repeating, then you're going to need to solve this by multiplying by 100 times x, not 10. Originally, in the other problems that we did, there was just 1 digit that was repeating, and so that's why we multiplied by 10x. Okay, you know how to find me, and you know how to ask me questions. I think this gets you started for today. I'd like you to continue solving for this one. And then if you go back to page 102, there are 6 problems after the 12 that we did for the last few days. Try those. So there's 6 repeating decimal problems where you can turn them into fractions by using linear equations. Talk to you later.